and that we're with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I see that we've got Jolene through Jolene here as well.
Yay.
So now, for those that are here in StreamYard with us, do not go watch the audio on the website. You know, that's like a 20-second delay or whatever it is, and you're gonna go crazy, and we're all gonna go crazy. So that's pretty important that you should just be watching it from right here. And I see we have Megan here. We'll add Megan as well. Jared, are you familiar with how to add people? Or with Jolene, which one of you will be the one that is controlling the StreamYard?
I mean, I think it's Ali and I may not be able to be there for the first one, so I think we're both going to be doing it at different times. As far as adding people, is there a different way beyond just clicking on the photo and clicking add to stream?
Yep, that's all you do. So go ahead and just pull Megan. Just go ahead and pull Megan into the stream.
Okay.
Yep. And then if you want to remove any of us, you would just click on any of our names, remove, right? So that's really, that part's pretty basic. Now, who will be, and by the way, I did go to the website. I see that we are streaming there live. So obviously a few seconds delayed, but this is happening there as well. So now the only other thing you need to have open besides this one is what we call that bingo caller. So in other words, that's where you press the random number button or whatever it was. And I can go ahead and I'll just put that link here in StreamYard chat so we can all see it in case you don't happen to have it handy.
So Jolene should be doing that.
And I think I'm already linked to it, but.
Are you on the page that says bingo game and then it says current game none?
Yep.
Then you're actually in the right spot. And then, so just as sort of a refresher and reminder, when you're going to start your first game, just remember to hit new game. Most people forget to hit new game and then they wonder why it's not properly calling numbers.
Okay.
Beyond that, obviously you can wait. Let's get confirmation that your volunteers are there on the front end and ready to go. But when you're ready here in a few minutes, we can perhaps, you guys can just start testing, right? And we'll be here to be supportive of you. I'm gonna grab a water back.
Yes, you try to. Perfect.
I'm ready.
I love it.
That's all you're getting today. I'm not doing makeup.
Okay, well, thus far, Lindsay has been able to log in, so she's seeing everything from the guest point of view. I'm still waiting for our other volunteers. Awesome, Al.
Hello, Lindsay.
Now, Jolene, can you see people as they're logging on?
No, because I'm only looking through. I'm not in the right spot, I think, because I'm only.
Yeah, so you don't see people that log on. You only see whoever wins, right? I happen to be able to see from StreamYard, and Jared, you probably can too. It's showing that we have one watcher so far, stuff like that. That's not a 100% accurate number because that's coming from YouTube. But you can't see the names of people as they sign on, only as they win.
Okay. I don't really. I will be pretending I can see them all, but I don't need.
Yes. A good thing to do, by the way, depending on how many people you have attending, is what some people have to do is they'll print the people that got tickets. If Dawn hasn't shared that with you, she can give you the list. You can have that hand by and say, oh, I see we have Dawn with us today. Dawn, I'm so happy you're here. You don't know if she actually showed up to watch, but odds are they did. You know what I mean? So if you really want to do something to call people out, that's a way that you can do that.
I'm fine with just making up people because, of course, nobody knows who else is there. So.
That's it. I mean, just make up random names.
So,
especially since I will be making fun of a few of them.
So, Chris, I have a question in terms of, with Ali and I both doing it and needing the login code, because you need, every time you log into StreamYard, you have to have the code and there's no way to turn that off, right?
Correct. So what you do is just like what I do, where they're going to use your password and then you're going to give them the code. Jared, both you and I are actually seeing the same interface right now.
Right.
So if you were to fall off, I would be able to do it. Ali is not currently because, Ali's here as a guest, right?
Sure.
So
my question though is, would there be any issue? I've done a podcast with friends before that streamed to the same YouTube channel through StreamYard, but there was a time where I couldn't get on. They weren't available, and I just used my own StreamYard account to stream to the same channel. Would there be any issue? Would it make sense for her to have her own StreamYard account too that's also linked with their accounts?
The only downside is you're going to have graphics, you're going to have loaded media, and it means you have to load those in both places. The better solution, in my opinion, if you're open to it, is you can always set up like if you're using Google Apps, whatever you're using for your email, set up a group distribution list that is the email account name, so that whenever you request one, it basically sends that code to both people on the group. That's what we've done before. That way, whoever's requesting the code, both people get it, and you're sharing the same account.
Okay.
And now, by the way, it's YouTube is telling us we have 4 people that are watching.
Awesome. We had 3 volunteers joining us, so then our volunteers should be on there.
Awesome. So whenever you're ready, and you are too, awesome. So whenever you're ready, you can basically, start playing bingo, if you will.
Well, okay. Hello, my prime mateys. Welcome to bingo. This is our first virtual bingo. I think you're going to have a fabulous time. I know I'm prepared. I brought my dauber. I don't recommend using one of these. It really makes a mess of the screen. So just use the electronics that are available to you. That's what I recommend. And if you have any problem, just let us know. Jared will help you out. We're going to get started in just a minute. But first, I just want to introduce myself. Of course, I am Jolene Goodall, acclaimed primatologist. I know you all came just to see me, but it's important that we support Project Chimps as well. And that's why we're here today. Let's go ahead and get that first number out of there so we can really enjoy ourselves. I'm going to start us off. I hope everybody's ready. Our first number of the day is going to be...
So don't forget to start the new game, by the way. So hit. Oh, you are a new game. Sorry, I'll shut up. You're so much better than me at this, Jolene. I apologize.
Our first one of the day is B6. So if you have B6, well, now it's going to have to be shaded out, isn't it? Go ahead and do that. Whatever you need to do, it's wonderful. We'll give everybody a chance to do that. And just let me tell you again, Project Chimps is the reason we're all here today. And I know it didn't cost you anything to join. We want you all to come in and enjoy. But should you feel like, if you notice there's a couple little buttons down there on your screen, and that's where you can donate some money. Because it's not easy taking care of chimpanzees. I have tried. It does not go well. Okay, let's go ahead and get another ball rolling. What do you think? How about G58? G58, everybody. And G stands for Greg. He's one of our old timers at Project Chimps. He's turning 40 in September. Actually, he just turned 40. That was last year. He'll be 41 on the next one. Greg's one of our oldest guys. We're so happy to see him going, and so many of the chimps do well here at Project Chimps, but they do even better with your donations, so don't forget about that. Oh, I see we've got everybody joined us now. Isn't that wonderful? You're all looking so good. I see you out there. I see you. You look wonderful. Oh, sir, this is casual. You do not have to dress up. But I enjoy that shirt. I'm trying to think what it would go good with. Perhaps an iron. Yes, that might help. Oh, and man, that dress is lovely. I don't believe in store-bought either. I mean, make it yourself. That's the best way, right? Yes, I agree. How about another ball? Is everybody ready? Okay, here we go. So far we have B6, we have G58, and now let's add 69. O is for Oscar. Oscar has been here for a while in the sanctuary and he's settled in wonderfully. He's a little timid, but he does like to play a lot. I know you guys like to play or you wouldn't be here tonight, would you? Okay, super. Okay, now, ma'am, I said that dress was lovely, but I have to tell you, I've been on a few fashion websites myself. Those ones where they look at your coloring and they say, oh, your season. Your season's going to be, your season. Well, it turns out my season is before. Yes, that's my season. I don't know what that means, but I just think it's lovely. Now, I'm ready for a safari down at Project Chimps. perhaps you'd like to join us sometimes. You know, there are times you can come by and see what's going on down there, particularly on our discovery days. Now, those are twice a year. You're going to want to sign up in advance if you plan to come on down, because it does get very popular there. I do believe we have some coming up here in May, and then they'll roll around again in September. So if you missed signing up, it's okay. You can come back in September. That'll be fine. Okay, so I see we don't have any bingos yet. That's not surprising since we only have 3 balls out there. Let's get another one going. How about I-26? I-26, everybody. Now, I-26, we don't have any chimps with an I in their name. But you know what I stands for me? It stands for infrastructure. And you know, at Project Chimp, they have a wonderful infrastructure to support the care and the shelter and the feeding of all those chimps. But they need to expand that infrastructure. There's a lot more chimps coming. We need more of those villas. We're going to add a whole section over there on that hill. I don't guess those will be villas. Maybe those are chalets, you know, so some of the chimps, they can go skiing. Oh, no, I'm being told they don't ski. They don't ski and they don't swim. I don't understand. What sort of activities do they sign up for? There's not a lot available to them. Oh, well, they're having a good time there. They like to eat. They like to get out every once in a while. They just like to hang out with each other, apparently. And they also like another ball. I-22, everybody. I-22. Check it out, I-22. Any bingos out there? Probably a little early, huh? Well, let us know. And believe me, I can tell, so don't lie. Okay. Now, as I was saying, there's a lot going on at Project Chimps. Now, those chimps, they like it. They like a veg. They like a fruit. It's just delicious out there. I try to eat better myself, fruit and veg. But, you know, the thing is, I don't know about all those fresh vegetables. Are those really that good for you? I mean, I had an apple the other day. Well, the other day was about 2 months ago, but I had an apple. I was on my way out. I took an apple. I popped it in my purse just to be optimistic. And by Thursday, I had run out of Kit Kat. So I thought, let's give this apple a try. It wasn't too bad. Now, I know the chimps just love them. They just love them, their fruits. Oh, but you know, it costs a lot to feed those chimps. It's about $7 a day per chimp. That adds up. That adds up to a lot. Why not give a few of them a meal? Go ahead and press that button. Feed somebody today. Not just yourself. Give them a food. All right. How about another random ball? Oh, what's our next number? Why, it's going to be B15. B15. B is for Babs. Babs is one of the fiercest, largest females here at Project Chimps. I met her once, I think. But she has a great time. She and her buddies, LB and Sky, just like to hang around together, have a good time. They can seem a little intimidating, the other chimps, but you know how it is. Everybody has their group, and some groups are a little meaner than others. But all of our chimps do tend to enjoy each other so much, though. So that's wonderful. Let's go ahead and get another ball out there. We got to get a few winners here. Okay. Our next one is going to be G52. G52. So remember, we mentioned Greg. He stands for G this week. Greg is our oldest timer with his 40th birthday, but he loves to groom the other males in his group. He just has a kind way with the rest of the folks that he hangs out with. And we appreciate that. Kindness is great. And you know the best way to demonstrate kindness? A donation. That's the best way. Go ahead. Donate something. All right. What's next? How about I-24? I-24, everybody. Do we have any bingos out there yet? I don't think so. But that's okay. They're going to keep coming. Not to worry. We're going to get through a few games here today, we hope. And if by chance you have friends that didn't make it tonight, don't forget, we're doing this twice more. So tell them to come and join us. There'll be some more details on how you can do that. And by the way, if anything I'm saying just goes right over your head, you should go to projectchimps.org and check out all these details. It'll tell you about those events that are coming up, like the next bingo games, those discovery days I mentioned, and it'll give you a whole slew of ways that you can get involved and that you can help Project Chimp, whether it's with your time or resources or a bit of money. Any of those are great.
So, Jolene,
Okay.
by the way, just so you know, real quick, is depending on the number of people, it can take a long time. So with 3 or 4 volunteers, you're probably going to have to pull 20 numbers. So I'm
Right.
not sure if you knew that or not, but just want to make sure, because sometimes people go.
Do you know about what the average number of balls is for a win?
So it's purely dependent on the number of players. If there's 50 players, it's like 4 times as long as if there's 100 or 150. Keep in mind, and one of the things we also would recommend it saying at the beginning is like, hey, there's 3 different cards. Play all 3 cards for all games, because that will help. But yeah, I mean, like my guess is just gut. If there's 4 people that are playing as guests, you're going to call 25 balls in this case before. So just as a heads up, I didn't want you to think anything's wrong, but that's really normal.
No, I didn't really expect anything for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So just want to double check on that one.
Okay, so you all heard that, right? You're playing all 3 cards?
Make sure at some point you remind people to check off their free square.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Don't forget to shade in that free square, because it won't register your bingo if you haven't shaded in the free square, and we don't charge for that. We don't charge for that at all. We don't charge for you to play bingo. That's why you have to help out and donate, okay? Okay, you know what? Since we're a small group, let's just get a few more balls going all at once. How about G56? G56, Greg's 56. And then let's add B5. Babs has the number 5 because, that girl has any number she wants, really, okay? And let's add O68. So there's 3 new one for you. B5, O68, and G56. All right. So, as I was saying, donate, because that's all I'm going to be saying. You need to donate. But in the meantime, I'll give you a little bit of what's going on around the place. First, though, add B1. B1 for everybody, okay? Now, we have been doing some wonderful things around Project Chimps, and some of you, I can see you asking, I saw it pop up. Jolene, how did you get involved with Project Chimps? Well, let me tell you, after I say G59. G59, everybody. Now, it's really kind of lucky. I happened to be home visiting family, and there on the sideboard, it said, Ms. Goodall, we really appreciate the work you do with Chimps, and we'd love you to get involved with us. And I thought, how did they even know? But I figured I better get involved, so I contacted them right away, and now I've been able to volunteer from time to time and help out. And you can too. That's another way to get involved. Check it out at projectchimps.org. Oh, and by the way, 75. Oscar 75. You remember Oscar? I mentioned him a minute ago. So Oscar, as I said, likes to play. He likes to lounge around, and he loves his naps. Me too, Oscar. I love my naps. I'm going to have one right after this game if we ever get there. Okay, your next number is N34. N34. Give that one a shot. Now, as I said, these guys love their fruit and veg. The one I really enjoy is when they have their radishes. Those guys love their radishes. I saw one of the girls, I think it was Jarita, carrying about 30 radishes between her hands and toes. She loved those things, and she was outside collecting as many as she could get. Help them out with some of that fresh fruit and veg. Now, there's more than one way to help. If you don't want to do a direct donation, the other thing I could recommend is go to Amazon, because we have a wish list there. And that has many of the things that the chimps want directly, or that the caregivers need to help them out. Our next ball is I-29. I-29. Now, those caregivers, we got to give them a little shout out too. They're there every day, making sure the chimps have everything they need, keeping them cleaned up and ready to go, with some fresh fleece blankets to enjoy and some great meals throughout the day. So check that out. If you want to help those caregivers, like I said, you can go to Amazon. You can pick something on the wish list and have it sent directly to Project Chimps. By the way, 074. 074. Anybody getting close? Anybody getting close? Anybody? Okay. Now, if you don't want to pick something from the wish list directly, the other thing you can do at Amazon is make sure you're signed up for Amazon Smile and that you've chosen Project Chimps as your designated charity. That way you can buy the things you want for yourself, and Project Chimps will still get a little bit of a cut from Amazon, because they like to give back too, and they appreciate the things that we're all doing. So keep it up. Okay, it's time for another one. Oh, I-17. I-17, everybody. Give that a shot. Now let's just have a quick review. I think you can see them there on your screen, but I'm just going to make sure everybody can see them. So we have B1, we have B5, we have B6, and we have B15. In the I column, I-17, I-22, I-24, I-26, and I-29. So we got a few of those. Now, ands were a little short. N34 is the only one we have, but don't forget your free space, okay? Because that's in that column too. And remember, we're just looking for a line. It can be diagonal, across, up and down. It doesn't matter. G52, G56, G58, and G59 have been called. So is 068, 069, 074, and 075. And to add to that, let's go with N38. There's another one of those N's for you. N38. Give N38 a try. Okay. Now, when it comes to N's, we have a few chimps name with the name N. That is their original initial. That would be Neil. Neil's a great one. We like Neil. He's very easy to pick out. Neil has a pink and freckled muzzle. We've noticed that since he first arrived, he was really easy to identify. It's a gorgeous chimp. He's just gorgeous. Okay. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me, everybody. In honor of Neil, I'm going to call another N, and that's N33. N33, everybody. Add that to your thing. Now, Neil is gorgeous. He's just a cutie, but so many of them are. And we have such lovely names for them. And we also have some nicknames that we get used to with them. Have you ever gotten a nickname? I have a few nicknames myself. And I don't mean things people call you. That's different. That's very different. No, I'm talking about actual nicknames. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, wait, it's time for G47, everybody. G47. And I'm going to give you an extra one just because you've been so good. N36. N36. Okay. Now, I was talking earlier about how I became involved, and obviously Project Chimps was just excited about my work with great apes. I don't know how they knew. I mean, everybody knows what Jane does, but not that many people have heard about Jolene. I don't know why. I've done a wonderful job. But I decided to follow what Jane has done. I decided to get involved too. She's done such wonderful work with these great apes. And what I decided to do is follow in her footsteps, study the same thing she studied, and then I wanted to go out there and study those apes too. Speaking of apes, let's talk about Greg again, because I have G50 for everybody. Greg number 50. Okay. So I got out there in the field just like Jane did. But you know, Jane has already gone to Africa, and she kind of claimed that for herself. So I thought, well, where am I going to go? I need to pick my own space. So I loaded up the truck and I moved to Derby, Australia, that is, Gold Coast by the sea. Now, there's only one problem with studying chimps in Australia. No chimps. Yes, there's not a single chimp. In fact, there are no great apes whatsoever on that continent. So I had a wonderful time there, but I just really didn't get very far with my studies. Neil can tell you. Neil says N32, everybody. Add N32. So I just spent a lot of time in Australia getting to know the folks, getting to know the critters. Couldn't find a single ape anywhere. I wish somebody had mentioned if I had just gone across the sea there to Indonesia, I could have checked out some of those orangutans, but I didn't know at the time. So I came back to England and tried again. At that point, I called another number, and that was B11. B11, everybody. And to go with B11, let's also have B13. B13, everybody. Okay. So, you know, at that point, I wasn't sure what to do, so I thought, I need to study some more. And that's when I came over here to the U.S. You know, I have spent some time here. Quite a lot of time, in fact. I did a little extra studies here. Some people don't realize this, but while I was in college, my roommate was Dolly Parton. Yes, Dolly Parton. Isn't that amazing? What? Oh, somebody has texted in. Well, surely Dolly did not go to college. That is correct. Yes, I said she was my roommate. I didn't say she was in college with me. No, we just roomed together, you know. And you may not know this, but Dolly wrote a song about me. Yes, it's called 9 to 5. Yeah, because I was working as a temp at the time. Yes, absolutely. Oh, it's time for the ball. N31, everybody. N31. Anybody? Anybody win yet? Nobody? Nobody? Okay. Well, then let me give you another one. How about I-25? I-25. Very good. I-25. All right. Now, if you do come out to the sanctuary to check it out, Rick, sure that you're coming at one of the sanctioned days, or what you might want to look for is an opportunity to come out and try our hiking trail. I like to get out there. I learned from Jane that you got to get out in the wild if you're going to find those apes. And so I hike whenever I can. And I tried that trail there at Project Chimps. Now, the lower part right there in the nature section, down by the pond, that's lovely. It's very easy. But if you decide to do the whole loop, if you want to do the loop, it looks like somebody's got a bingo. Oh, yes. Miss Dawn Spranger has gotten a bingo. That is fabulous, Dawn. Now, I think somebody's going to pop in here and tell you what fabulous prize you've won. Which brings me to my first question. Am I going to be able to throw it to Megan or Allie or somebody from time to time during this show?
Yeah, we got to figure that out. So if it would probably be Megan, if you're still on screen here somewhere. If Jared's not going to be around to do the admin on the first run, because I won't be able to do both.
Okay, yes, that would be good.
And yeah,
so
we need to figure out the prize, because there would be a prize announced at the beginning of each game.
Okay, that'd be great. And then also that would give me the opportunity, maybe when I mention something like Discovery Days, to throw it to one of you to expand on a little bit.
Yeah.
And just give them a few more details. And plus, I am gorgeous, but they probably get tired of seeing my face from time to time. They might like to see somebody else just to mix it up.
Yeah, Jared.
Okay, so
hold on, Jolene. Jared, can you bring Megan back on screen?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, Megan.
No.
Good.
Okay. So that took us about 20 minutes.
I was just going to ask Allie, where all are we going to be planning to stream to?
Since it can do both YouTube and Facebook simultaneously, I would do both.
Okay.
And if we're done with the game, we can thank our volunteers for being here.
Sure.
Are we done with the game? Are we done calling it?
I think that's sufficient to get us through. I'm shooting for about 3 games within the hour, don't you think? 3
Ideally, that'd be great. Yeah. 2 for sure. 3 would be great.
Okay, so I'll try and keep a pace on it. Now, that took us about 20 minutes, and I know Dawn probably kind of cheated and got herself a winning card really quickly because we've been going for a while. But I imagine with a larger crowd, 20 minutes seems like it might be a reasonable amount of time. So,
yeah, with the way
I can speed up the numbers if necessary, if we're just not seeing it.
I think you were doing great, Jolene. You were doing fantastic.
Okay.
And to our volunteers who are still on there, you guys can log off now, but please send me an email and give me any other feedback you've got.
Okay, yeah, and Chris has mentioned 10 to 15 minutes is fairly normal for most groups. So that sounds good. Now, also, I'm still working on JoJo being a part of this, so we can throw back and forth between him and I, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully I'll have him set up, and that way we can go to him every once in a while for a little sarcastic color feedback.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be Jared and I on screen with you. It would be whoever you're chatting with, or just you if you're not chatting with anyone, and then we can pull up whoever you're talking with.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need to get some graphics of all the chimps that you plan on mentioning.
Yes.
And
Megan has that list because she provided it to me. So.
Yeah. And I've been just throwing notes at Jared, like things that you were mentioning, like how to volunteer, how to set up your Amazon Smile, like graphics for those things so we can pull them up as you're talking about them.
That would be great.
We are not going to have the hiking trails open until April, though. So let's not put that in your bid.
Okay. You don't want to mention it or promo it even? Okay.
No, not yet. Because let's wait until we're in April to do that, just in case anything goes haywire.
Okay. Anything else specifically that you do want mentioned? Anything that I missed so far? I have a list, and there was more I would have gotten to in the next games, but I just want to make sure I'm hitting everything you want.
Encourage you to sign up for the next game.
Yeah. I'll keep pushing the extra games.
Yeah, and Dawn put a note in there, Megan, that we can adjust the dollar amounts on the donation buttons. So if we want to make that lower one be the $7 per day to feed a chimp.
That'd be a good one, yeah. And I will keep pushing them to the website too. So if they want to sponsor or do something bigger, they can do that.
Okay.
Good.
Are we going to do another? I'm not sure what the schedule looks like. Are we going to do another practice run or two, like with graphics and stuff like that? Or I don't know if we've got anything planned out between this and the first one.
It's fine by me.
I would like to. I don't know that we need Chris and Dawn for that, Jared, since you do have the StreamYard set up. We just need to configure it to run only on the staff private group so that we can have it running for real there. But yeah, once you've got all the graphics in place, we can do another test run.
Yeah, and I assume, I guess, because I've got it, well, I've got our public Facebook page in there. I can put the staff one in there too, and then I assume whoever's using the account then. It works with your. It's irrelevant.
I'd like you to pull him in so he can give us a little feedback.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Sorry. So just so you know, your actual live game, it requires a YouTube stream in order to you basically plug in the YouTube video ID, and it also uses the YouTube chat. So my suggestion is for testing. Any of you can use you can even set up a temporary free YouTube account, because we have to put the video ID in of the video that it's streaming to. I happen to have done that before the show, but as an example, I'll show you 1 second here. So even otherwise you have to get embed code and send us the embed code, which is frankly a lot. I mean, it's doable, but it's just a lot more work for you. Let me show you here 1 second. So if you just, I'm going to send you a little minus a little slash at the end. If you go to that URL, you'll see there's a YouTube video ID that gets saved there. That's linked to the video ID that we shared on my personal YouTube.
Gotcha.
So in other words, just set up again a personal YouTube account where you're not going to be followers, where posting it there, because then you can actually go through the things of putting that in so people can watch that on the front end as well. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Perfect. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the flow, but I just wanted to make sure that you didn't show up volunteers and they were all confused.
And then Dawn, you had some feedback.
Yeah, just a couple things. First of all, I thought it was awesome. I feel like you're a professional already, Jolene. But I think one thing that you guys may want to do is before you start, just make sure that you explain the game to them. Let them know that they have 3 cards there. Let them know that there's a little I have bingo button should they go ahead and get bingo, just so they sort of,
Which brings up a couple of questions for me. So when they say, do they have a list of all the balls that have been called so they can always check back?
Yes.
And
yes,
do they have to actually do some sort of shading for the thing to show that they've got those shaded in?
So the truth is, if they don't press them, but they hit the I have bingo button, it knows if they have bingo or not. Of course, they do need to press them to shade them in like it's a virtual dauber, right?
Okay.
So for their own ability to see what's going on, they definitely should.
Okay.
But if they fail to press one of the ones that was actually called and they hit I have bingo, it will alert you. On the other hand, if they say they have bingo and they don't, it will not send that to you, and it will tell them no cheating.
Okay. I will definitely put a bit. That'll give me something to start us off with, so that's great.
Yeah, the only other thing, and I'm not sure if you want to do it now, but when you clear the game where you hit the new game button to start the next game, that typically is a good opportunity to really ask for donations. Because what will happen sometimes if people feel like they're in the middle of a bingo game, they're afraid that they may miss something if they go donate right in the middle. So they're not going to donate typically then, we've seen. But you definitely want to make sure that you utilize the time in between games to give them a minute, you take a breath, and allow them to feel like they have time to donate. I don't know if Chris had shown you guys last time, but typically when you hit the new game, I'm actually going to just do it real quick for you guys so you can see it. On the front end, we do have the ability to put up Chris, you can probably talk better to this, but typically you may want to say, you know what, now's a good time to donate, and we would really like your support for
So just remember, when you hit new game, we'll pop up a message that says, give, the apes really need it, and then it shows them the give buttons right there. And Dawn, you're dead on right. That after each game, and I would say, hey, we just finished game 1. Congratulations, Dawn, on winning. This is a great time to donate. You should see a little button on your screen because we'll pop it up automatically when you hit new game, right? Okay. It should pop up on your screen. This is a great time because right now we're going to go talk to JoJo, or we're going to watch this video, or we're going to do whatever you're going to do. I would let them know they have a minute to make a donation.
Okay, that sounds good. All right.
By the way, literally, I felt like you scripted, and it sounded great and natural, but I felt like you scripted that whole thing. I've never seen somebody call bingo and go through, especially online, and move it with you. You're a pro at this. You really are. That was probably the best first out bingo test I have seen from anybody on the platform.
I've done a lot of theater, and I've been thrown into the hosting at the very last second.
Okay, good. Clearly, 'cause I've seen some ones, but I was like, well, we're gonna have to do a lot of practice runs for you but you really were a complete natural. I almost wondered if the whole thing was coming off a script in front of you because it was so, you ran so well with it.
Well, of course, I've practiced my pieces, but
Good.
and unfortunately, I've used a lot of them, so I'm gonna have to make sure I have plenty more.
And I will tell you, if there is any way to have anybody else that can join on screen, even if it's for a minute and for conversation, because it's just to stare at one person the whole time, it doesn't feel as dynamic and alive. So even if, again, or the other thing you can do is if someone doesn't want to be on screen, having someone do a pre-recorded 30-second spot of this is why I give, just something that's, your face is beautiful, but something other than your face for the for a whole hour.
Well, and as I'm recalling, we can do a split screen with 2, right?
That's right. Just like right now, we have 6. You can have 2. You can have 3. You can have and they can pop in just for a minute and out. But it sort of lives it up. It's again another good thing to do between say game 1 and game 2, right? Because that gives them a time to tip while you're making conversation.
That would be a good time for me to be on split with Megan or whoever, so that I can just kind of feed them the opportunity. So how do they donate? What kind of things do you want? And then let one of you really just give out the lines that you like to give out for those.
That's right. And look, it's good to have asks come from other people because other people say it different ways than what you'll say it. And we found that that's really effective to have, and also to have, and you did a good job of this, but having different asks. Don't just say, hey, now's a great time to give. We really need it. It's we need it because we need X, Y, Z, or this next one we want to raise money for blah. You knew clearly, you know this. I don't know. Yeah. I'm telling you stuff you already know.
And so Jared, can I just ask you at points, hey, can you throw Megan up for me? I have a question for her, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll have it set up to where, you mean in terms of her
well, I just mean in the flow, will it work for me to just say, hey, let's talk to JoJo, and then you can take that as an opportunity to throw him up or split screen in or whatever.
Okay. If there's certain places that you're going to do that, we can even think about it and do pre-recorded videos and have those ready and go that option as well.
Well, that would be a great thing for, as Chris says, at the end of a game, before we start the next one, to have a little video to show them something about. And
then you can also just lead in that, hey, this is a great time to donate because we're going to watch a quick video from this, and then that gives them that sense of it's okay. By the way, the most important ask is the last ask, because there's going to be some people that are going to still have this fear of missing out on bingo, which is great and fun and lovely. But that very last one saying, it's not too late, now is the time to give. And you'll always pick up the people that were like afraid they were going to miss something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Pete, we will be following up by email with folks that give us their email address during the registration process.
Okay.
So you can say that, look for the email in your inbox to give us feedback and any questions that you.
And don't forget, you're going to get everybody else too. So not just the pre-registrations, but if they go during the show live and do it, you'll also get those emails too.
Okay. So I can let them know that, oh, yes. Now, when you registered, you gave us your email. And don't worry, we're not going to abuse that. But we will send you one email to ask you about how you might like to help.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And you're exactly correct. During events like this, we only give them one follow-up, and that one follow-up gives them the invite to join the ongoing email list. But we don't ever email them more than that one time. Thank you for joining us. Here's other ways to participate.
Okay, good. That's good to know. All right, I think that's all I have questions about. But yeah, another run would be fine by me.
And Chris, I don't know if you guys talked about
Don
it.
And I, if you want to include Don and I just as a backup on that, you can just kind of coordinate with Don. We're happy to be here. We want you to feel fully supported in this.
We can do another one, especially with the graphics and practice graphics.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, so that Jared and Allie, whoever's going to be running, feels as comfortable as possible too. That'd be
And
great.
if we're going to sneak in videos, we should practice how to do that. So.
Agreed. I think it's a great idea. By the way, Jared, do me a favor, hit the end live button so that so this doesn't just keep running forever.